3 years ago, I made a video about Lara Croft on my former channel in which I roasted that character because apparently she was too dumb and overrated. And also because I was one of those cool kids who thought of himself as an intellectual because of hating mainstream and popular things. But it was not too long ago that I decided to revisit Lara Croft's journey, forgetting that there was a time when I hated her. And as soon as I watched the playthroughs of Tomb Raider games, I thought that maybe I was too harsh on Lara and was too quick to judge her. Because my 15-year-old self didn't focus on her properly and was too judgmental. So this video is basically about that why I stopped hating Lara Croft. So let's begin now. Okay, so first of all let me confirm that even though I have stopped being a Lara Croft hater, but that doesn't mean that I have turned into a die-hard fan or anything. I just have considered her likable, that's all. And that is because I have noticed a lot of stuff about this character which have a lot of scope for improvement and character development. Now the Lara Croft which we see in video games has got two versions. One is the old school bad girl attitude type Lara Croft which we have seen in 90s Tomb Raider games, and the second one is the new school Lara Croft which we have seen in modern Tomb Raider games which were released after 2010. Now both of these Lara Crofts are like completely two different characters because of their personalities. The old Lara Croft was strong and had a cheeky and bad girl attitude. The new one is also really strong but is a bit soft-hearted than the old one. In this video, I am gonna talk about the new one only because there is no way that they are gonna bring back the old Lara Croft. And that is the sad truth. But don't worry, the new Lara Croft isn't nerfed or anything as compared to the old one. She is too a good character herself, but there are a lot of factors in her which have to be improved and should be worked on. We are gonna discuss them now. First is her decision-making ability. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, when they were on the plane and the storm was closing in, Jonah told Lara that maybe they should come back in the morning because of the storm. But Lara literally said, "We are so close," without giving any second thought about the situation. And the result of that turned out to be very harsh. The plane crashed and one of their crew too died, and Jonah and Lara had to experience serious injuries. And in Rise of the Tomb Raider, she decided to head to the cabin by herself and got caught. And later on when Jonah gets stabbed, then she smashes the glass with a fire extinguisher, which was literally lying besides her. But it was already too late when she did that. The extinguisher was lying literally right there, and she took hours to figure out that she could break the glass with the help of it. Which is why I said that her decision making power is little poor and needs to be worked on. Besides this, I don't see any problem with Lara's personality. It's a very down to earth character who doesn't have any unnecessary ego or attitude. It's completely different from its predecessor, which is also the reason that the new version of Lara Croft gets a lot of hate for being bland and boring. Don't get me wrong, I agree with them till some extent. But I don't hate her for this because for me, this factor is something which can be solved with a little work on the character. They can either make her a little sarcastic or sassy, which will make the cutscenes more interesting and fun to watch. Or there is also one thing which they can do, but this is only theoretically possible. I can't guarantee that it will definitely work, so it's just an idea. They can make a totally new version of Lara Croft by combining the traits of the old Lara Croft and the new Lara Croft. And the character which will be the result of this combination will be without a doubt one of the greatest main characters in the gaming universe because of its personality and skills. But the reason that why this is not practically possible currently is that the modern Tomb Raider franchise has already got 3 games in it. So if a 4th game comes, then altering Lara's personality from a down to earth and humble person to a sassy bad bitch will definitely be highly irrelevant. Because when you want to change a character's personality, then you have to do it slowly, one by one. Because you gotta show the consumers that how come the character went from this to that, so that they will get to see a proper character development. You can't just suddenly change it because it will leave a really bad impression on the consumer. This is why this idea is only theoretically possible and cannot be implied on the modern Tomb Raider games. Yeah, if they make a completely new Tomb Raider IP, then that's a different story. Only then this idea can be used because the franchisee will be starting from a scratch. But it is highly unlikely that something like this is gonna happen anytime soon, which is really sad. But the new Lara Croft isn't as bad as many people think her to be. She's a good character which just needs a few improvements to be excellent. And don't call her nerfed, because she is not meant to act like her predecessor. She is a completely different personality than the old Lara Croft, which means that calling her nerfed is completely stupid, because it's true that she needs a lot of improvement as a character, but she is not a bad character at all. Okay, so the next improvement she needs is more hand-to-hand combat sequences, because we barely saw her in Face of Action. Except this cutscene in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which shows us that Lara is trained in fighting with bare hands. The way in which she cracked that guy's neck with her legs clearly proves that she has got a little bit of experience in martial arts. I have this complaint from Aloy too, because we never literally saw her and Lara doing fist fighting. I think we need special sequences like that as a gameplay sequence or as cutscenes, because by seeing these two fighting barehanded, we will be able to observe their true potential. So fist fighting for Lara is also needed in order to find her true potential and strength. Plus it will satisfy the players too, because they will get some interesting sequences to play, and the gaming universe will get some really amazing action sequences. Other than all this, Lara is quite a good protagonist. I don't see any problem with her personality other than the stuff which I mentioned in this video, which have to be worked on. Overall, I don't hate Lara anymore like before. What do you all think about Lara Croft, and what improvements would you like to make in her? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and bye bye.